Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give him all glory, ain't no way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't into wasting time. They can come close but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another powerful episode of Breaking the Silence. I'm your host, author Nikki Nicole, and today I have a special episode for you. I signed up to do they call the authors, distinguished authors, and I am so excited about putting them in the spotlight because when I say they're doing amazing things, they're doing amazing things. But today I have author Fairren McLemore. She is a storyteller, she's an author, and she's an advocate. Now, I'm not going to give you too much. I'm going to let her tell you her story. So, after the countdown, please welcome this amazing woman to the platform. Hey, hey.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so glad and I'm so excited at the same time to put you in the spotlight today because I've been doing my research. Anybody that comes across the platform, I do my research. I'm like, she's amazing. Look
Well,
at her.
thank you. Thank you so much. First and foremost, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for supporting the Distinguished Authors Guild. It's such a phenomenal community to be a part of. So I'm so grateful for you having us on your platform.
Absolutely. Thank you for supporting me as well. So tell everybody, who is Miss Fairren McLemore?
You know what? I am, like you mentioned, an author. I am a wife. I'm a 2025 Distinguished Authors Guild ambassador and nominee. I'm a passionate community advocate, motivational speaker, and I'm dedicated to inspiring others through my powerful stories and lived experience. I'm a proud mother of two beautiful children, ages 6 and 10. My 10-year-old daughter, who lives with Incontinentia Pigmenti, the one who has inspired this entire journey, has fueled my mission to raise awareness and advocate for people with disabilities.
Oh, amazing, amazing. So I got to take it back a little bit. When did you fall in love with the pen and the paper?
You know what? If I have to be completely honest with you, I never seen this for myself.
Hmm.
I, I could not tell you that I would be an author if you had asked me this.
Hmm.
What I realized is my daughter was born in 2015,
Hmm.
and I began to write my experience after she was born, and not knowing it was going to lead me here. So all along, God was preparing me for this moment of my life, and I had no idea. Because when my initial book, Shining Through My Journey with Incontinentia Pigmenti, was born, it was already written because
Wow.
I already wrote my story back in 2015, or excuse me, 2015, but I didn't know that it was preparing me for this journey today.
Wow. You know what? You do hear stories where, people say, I've been writing all my life, I've been journaling all my life,
Yeah.
but to say that this story was just placed in your heart and you was like, you know what? It's time for you to put it out here. So when did you realize that your story, your daughter's story, was worth sharing with the world?
You know what? So, Shining Through My Journey is a year old this March. So, the end of 2023, I just had this idea. I want to write a children's book. And I remember when I made that decision, I didn't tell everybody because I didn't want, I only wanted people who I knew would support the vision. I wanted people who wouldn't place their fears on me. Um, and so I shared it with maybe three people. And all of their advice was do it. That's all I needed, right? I just needed that fuel. And as I mentioned, it was already written. And so I just researched a publishing company. And when I say the process, you hear those stories. Well, how was your journey? I
Hmm.
cannot tell you there was no hiccups. It was such a smooth process, which made me feel like it was what I needed to do because the process was so smooth. And then just one, us not completely knowing what the condition was about ourselves. It was the doctors, myself. We had to research this condition. So I know if we didn't know about it, others wouldn't have any idea about it. So
Right.
it was important for me to, one, introduce the book by sharing the condition, and then just introducing my incredible daughter who inspires me every day.
So now, what is the condition that we don't know about that we need to know more about?
Yes, so it's called Incontinentia Pigmenti, or short for IP, because I know it's a mouthful. So it is a skin condition. It primarily affects the skin, but it can also affect other parts of your body. So you can have alopecia, you can have missing or peg shaped teeth, you can have pitted or rough fingernails and toenails. It can affect the way you learn, so your central nervous system. You can have developmental delays, as well as seizures and strokes.
That's a lot. But you know what that sounds like to me? I have sarcoidosis.
Okay.
And when I was diagnosed with it at first, I didn't have no clue. I was like, what is that?
Hmm.
Then my body just started going through different changes. It affected my eyesight, it affected my teeth, it affected my lungs, my liver. Like it was just shutting everything down around me. So that sounds similar. So I'm sure she suffers it sometimes because of it.
You know what she does? So the symptoms are mild to severe. So you can have
Mhm.
the condition and you can just have the skin piece of it, or the peg shaped teeth or the missing shape. So Kamaya, my daughter, she has it severely. So she's
Wow.
experienced strokes. She experienced seizures, which she is currently on a seizure medicine because of it. So our life pretty much evolves around her and making sure that she has the best support for her because she has the severity. Now, this condition is also lethal in boys.
Oh,
So, if a mother is a carrier and they transfer it to their son, they will possibly miscarry. Now, grateful for me, I'm not the carrier of the condition, and I do have a son who doesn't have any complications at all. Um,
wow.
so it is an X-linked dominant condition. So it is passed from mothers to daughters. The dads can't pass it to their daughters because it is X-linked.
Mhm.
Um, but till this day, we try to figure out how she was born with this. And honestly, we don't have an answer. Sometimes it can just be one of those sporadic mutations that happen. I just tell people it's just a journey that God placed for her, because it allows me to be this advocate for her, to speak up for her, and to teach people how to handle someone who has incontinentia pigmenti.
Wow. So why is it lethal for the boys but not the girls?
So because it's X-linked dominant, if it's so we have so the reason why we can have it is because we have two X.
Right.
So
Right.
we have that one, the other X to compensate the other, and because boys are XY, they don't have anything to compensate it. So they can
Mm.
live with it. There are living males with incontinentia pigmenti, but they usually have it more severely.
Wow. Wow. Whew. Poor baby. Oh,
You can
baby.
imagine me having to learn all this, right?
Yes, but you know what, you have to, in order for you to take care, better care of her. You
Mhm.
have to.
Yes.
I'm so sorry y'all going through that. That is so sad. I almost teared up then. I said she
Well,
gonna make me cry.
you know what? I get that a lot. I get a lot of people always asking me, like, how are you here? Right.
How are you?
The biggest thing is, one, I serve a God who can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that I can ask or think or even imagine. And you can imagine, so the voice of a mother's pain came about. Um, it was necessary for me to tell my full story. So shining through my journey introduces the condition, introduces my daughter Kamaya, but the voice of a mother's pain. I wanted to give other mothers permission to share their journeys about raising children with disabilities. Because one thing I tell people, I can relate to you having children, but it's a different community when you're raising children with disabilities. And
Yes.
so, me sharing my story, my hope was to give other mothers permission to share their story. So, the voice of a mother's pain actually lets me go a little deeper from the day we stayed in the NICU to the day we came home, along with four other mothers who have four, different children with other disabilities. I have to give a huge kudos to those mothers who stepped in with me to share our journeys, because you have to think about it. Those that can be very traumatizing to relive it, right? But I have to give a huge shout out to those incredible women who wanted to take this journey with me for the voice of a mother's pain. But we go a little deeper. We Shining through is just the surface, but you would not imagine everything that we went through in the NICU. And then you can ask that question: how are you like? How are you like this? After reading the voice of a mother's pain.
Wow. All I can say on that is let the church say amen.
Amen.
That's it. That's it. Because you know what? God has so much power because he can make anything happen and anything work. Like, and that somebody told me one day, well, why are you not worried about the status of the world? God.
Amen.
You got a last say.
That's it.
So I don't worry about nothing. Ain't gonna do you no good no way, right?
Right. Right.
So what has been the biggest challenge you faced, while writing those books, and how did you overcome them?
You know what? The biggest challenge I would have to say is reliving it, right? Although we've come a long way. Kamaya is 10 years old now, and she's made amazing strides. But it's still those moments where, you kind of think back to where you come from. That gets a little bit emotional sometimes. But at the same time, my passion is to uplift and inspire, right? So my journey is not only for me, but it's for others, to see that if we're making it through it, you can also make it through it. And I know sometimes it gets dark. Trust me,
Yes.
I know.
Mm,
It gets dark sometimes, but I realize that if I can be the light for someone, that's what keeps me going. This beautiful 10-year-old girl who has no idea what's going on, I'll watch her push through. So I know I can push through because, one, I'm not living it. I am living it, but I'm not living with it,
right.
right?
Right.
So if I can watch her push through it, and I can watch her strength, which gives me strength, that's how I overcome it. But sometimes reliving it, like, so with her condition, she has to have EEGs because
Mm,
of her seizures. And just last week, we had to do a 24-hour video EEG, and it's been so long since I walked those pediatric floors and
right.
that NICU. And so seeing that after 10 years, it did something to me.
I'm
It
pretty sure.
did something to me. And although we only stayed 24 hours, it still was like, whoa, you know? Um, but we've come so far, right?
Right.
I can dwell on where we were, but I can also thank God for where we are.
There you go.
Because it can be, like I said, it can, some days it's tough, but other days we really focus on where we're going on this journey versus, where we've been. So that's how I overcome those moments. And then just prayer and thanking God just for where He's brought us from. And she's the light. I tell you, I can't wait for you to meet her. She's the light for us. So that keeps us going.
Absolutely. But you know what I think about a lot? We have 24 hours,
Hmm.
and a lot of times we don't realize that we waste a lot of time on unnecessary things in our lives.
I agree.
And people can be here now talking to you and going like the next minute. Tomorrow, not even tomorrow. People used to say tomorrow's not, promise. The next minute is not
The
promise.
next minute, that's my perspective as well. The next minute, because I've seen people here this morning and gone, by the end of the day. So it's important for us just to make sure one, um, we live every moment like it's our last, because like I said, through her, it allows us to continue to shine. So and like I said, her brother, they have a phenomenal relationship. They're 4 years apart. um Thankfully we got him tested at 8 weeks just to make sure he didn't have her gene either, because there was a possible miscarriage. So there's always a 50-50, just
Mhm.
because, the gene is there. We don't know how the gene's there, because I even looked down the line, right? Like,
Right.
asked my mom, like, have we ever seen it? But the symptoms, obviously, we know the symptoms, so no one that I can think of
Wow.
we ever noticed those symptoms. So I just truly believe that it is just the journey that God had for our lives, and it allowed me to be here. And I've included her through the entire process. These books are just her books, are just like they're mine.
Wow.
Just because it's her journey that I'm talking about. We're living it, because we're her mother, we're her father and her brother, but it's her that's going through it. So it's important for me to make sure I include her. So, she's just a little author too.
Right, right. But God gives the strongest battles to the strongest soldiers. You
Absolutely.
knew you could handle it.
You
That's
know
why he
what?
gave it to you.
And sometimes I felt
You were
like
chosen.
sometimes I felt like I couldn't, and that's what I talk about in the book. It at first it was why me, right? Like,
Right.
and sometimes I look at her and I see how how sweet she is and how loving she is, and sometimes that thought comes in the back, like, Lord, just why did you pick her? But then it changed to why not?
Why
Why
not?
not us, right?
Why not?
Why not? Because she's teaching people how to love, and it's her teaching people too. Even in her classrooms, and even like even things like that. I'm such an advocate. I go into the classrooms. I'm reading books at her schools and other schools, because it's important for me to know not only people with incontinentia pigmenti, but just people with disabilities in general, how important it is, to make sure that you're treating them with kindness. Because I get
Right.
those questions, what are you going to do if the bullying comes, and things like that. And while I can't prepare for every single thing,
Right.
I still can prepare her, to love herself unconditionally and to love who she sees in the mirror. So anything that anybody says, it won't even bother her,
Won't even bother you.
because I tell her, I love everything about you, from your curly hair to the swirls on your skin, everything about her. I tell her that I love that about her, because I want her to love it too. And so that's
Right.
important to me, to make sure that she knows that about herself.
Right. Awesome, man. You're doing an awesome job. You pat yourself on the back. You're doing an awesome
Thank
job.
you. I appreciate
Don't ever think you're not.
that.
So
Thank you.
now we got to talk about, how did you get to this Distinguished Authors
Oh
Guild, and
my
how did
goodness.
that feel
Oh,
being in that moment?
you know what? First of all, the Community Distinguished Authors Guild, phenomenal. When I first wrote Shining Through My Journey, someone from my church connected me with Gina, and she tagged her in the comments. She's like, you gotta connect with her. She has this Distinguished Authors Guild. And even in that moment, it was overwhelming. I'm a new author. I don't know a lot, but I knew that I wanted to do this. So I submitted my book. Shining Through My Journey was nominated last year. Blew my mind, right? But the community, phenomenal. You have seasoned authors, you have new beginning authors, you have so many different people from different walks, but everybody's so supportive. We became a family so quick. Gina and Dr. Stevens, phenomenal people to work with. They push you out of your comfort zone, and I love it, because in the whole process you're just becoming this person that I didn't even know was in me, right? But for me, community and connection is phenomenal. And I tell you, it's all divine because the beginning of 2024, I asked God for divine connections. And when I tell you, man, when I say He has answered prayers, I can't even explain it. It's just a God. It's been a God year. Let me just say that, okay? It's been a God year. So after the award show last year, Shining Through did not win, but I still feel like I won because one, I set out what I wanted to do, and that's bring awareness. I got to meet some incredible people that I'm still connected to. So then this year, I get to be an ambassador, which I get to help bring people in, support, promote DAG, and then I'm also another nominee. For the voice of a mother's pain, so it's still there, and it's still happening, and it's such a phenomenal experience. So
Well, congratulations for being a nominee again and an ambassador on top of that. But my mama used to also always say, you got to be careful what you ask God for. You ask God for those divine connections, and what did He do?
I was just about to say that. You got to be careful what you ask
Got
God
to be
for
careful.
because you just might get it, right?
Just right, get it. And you got it.
But it's been a blessing, and you're connected with like-minded people, people who could talk about this stuff all day, right?
Hmm.
Because I always make a joke that if you're talking to a person who's not an author, they probably get tired of you know
Right.
when you talk to another author, oh, y'all can talk all day,
All day.
storming and coming up with these different ideas. But the support has been phenomenal from day one, from the day we start
Nice.
all the way to the award show. So I hope people do come out November 7th. Distinguished Authors Guild, get your tickets on Eventbrite. The authors are celebrated. It is all about the Distinguished Authors Guild nominees. It's going to be a phenomenal experience. So make sure
Nice.
you come out.
Nice. I hope I can go. I'm gonna try to make it. I hope I can make it too. Cause it looks, from looking at the one from last year, it looks like y'all had a good time
We
last
had
year.
a blast.
Man.
We had a good time. So definitely come if you come. Plus, you get to meet me, right?
Right. Right.
So definitely come. Definitely come. So you won't be disappointed, I promise.
I might have to put that on my calendar. I might have to do that.
November 7th
So
on a Friday. Friday this
so
year.
so what do you hope, or you want, your readers to feel the moment they close your book?
You know what? I want my leaders, or excuse me, readers to one, feel a sense of empowerment. I want them to feel that, first of all, I believe that each book is a book that you can go back and reference. So I want them to use my book as a reminder, right? That you are enough, you are good enough, you are powerful, you are worthy. Um, and I want everybody to embrace who they are in the mirror, no matter what the differences are, is what I want people to feel after they close that book.
Nice. But you know what? The problem in the world, I say growing up, when you first grow up, you really don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you struggle for a while trying to figure out what you like and what you don't like. But then when you really step into yourself, mind blowing.
Absolutely. And that is me where I'm at currently, right? I am there currently. And sometimes, when even just the intro, right? Just watching that, I'm like, it's mind blowing because just in a year, just how far you've come. Um, I'm huge on surrounding myself with people who simply just support, right? People who are supporting my journey. That's what I'm big on, supporting myself, and then also returning the support, right?
Right.
So just being in the right rooms,
Right.
is my thing for the year. And like I said, I've been in the right rooms since 2024. So I'm so grateful, because Distinguished Authors Guild allow you, to grow and find that identity. If you don't have it at the beginning, oh, trust me,
You're
by
gonna figure
the
it
end
out.
of that
You're gonna
year,
find out.
you're going to find out.
Man.
You're going to find out. Yep.
So if you had to summarize one of your books in three powerful words, what would it be?
Hmm. Three. You said all of the books or just one of them?
Just choose one.
Hmm. I would have to say um, uplifting, empowering, and hmm, humbling.
Nice.
Humbling.
Nice. Nice.
That's what I would have to say.
So my least favorite part of any show, even if I'm on the show, is the last question. Especially when the conversation
It
is
goes
good.
by too fast.
Right. Like, already? So so the last question I have for you, I kind of like throw it out the box and make
Okay.
you think a little bit.
Okay.
If you could sit down and co-write with any author, living or gone, who would it be and why?
Now you are gonna make me think. Like how long I got to think? Any co-author? Oh man. Can I say what I already have?
Now, see, that's cheating.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Fine. Any co-author? Oh my goodness. Let me. Oh, you really stumped me with that one because that was it. Man, I can't remember her last name, but I know her first name is Mary. I can't think of her last name though. But it was part of our last book that we wrote. And what I love most about it is she was leaving something for her people.
Mm.
And I cannot think of her last name for the life of me. But um, I would sit down and co-write with her just because when I think about the wisdom and things that we leave for a lot of people didn't have that back in the day.
Right.
So even the book that I'm in now, being able to leave something for the generations to come.
I love
And
it.
I wish I knew what her last name was, but her first name is Mary. I do know that.
Well, you got a first name right. As long as you
I
got a
do
first
get
name.
her first name right. But I would do that just because it's important to me to leave an impact, to leave a
Yes.
legacy. And that's what I try to do in each of my books. Just like I mentioned, it is a reminder that you can go back to. And so when I think of these books, when the Lord decides to take me home, it's something that not only my daughter can go back and refer to, but generations to come can go back and refer to and still believe in themselves and know who they are. And they can also leave their legacy and their impact. So it's like a legacy that keeps on giving, right?
Right, right. But you
That's
know what?
cool.
I did a motivational episode one day. I went to thinking, and the name of the episode was "What are you doing with your name today?"
Mm,
Because you think about it, when
yeah,
you leave this world, people know you by what?
your name,
When you go in, like go to McDonald's or anywhere you go to order food, and they ask you what.
your name.
So
Absolutely.
your name is important to
Yep.
leave that legacy behind. Because when I leave, I want people to know who Arthur Nikki Nicole was.
Right. That's me too. And that's why it's important. That's why I'm so passionate about what I say. And I'm so passionate about the impact that I leave because I want it to be something that somebody can hold on to, as they go through their lives or something they can remember me by. Like you said, it'll be my name, but
Yeah.
it can also be something that I said. And so that's also the goal as well.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
now we're down to what I like to call the 30 seconds of fame.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the countdown. After the countdown, you're gonna be up here by yourself. I have to tell everybody that. You're gonna be up here by yourself. This is gonna be you.
Okay.
Your spotlight where you can tell everybody how to purchase those amazing books
Okay.
and how to follow your journey and whatever else you want to tell them and uplift somebody.
Well,
Give them some encouraging words, especially the parents that may be dealing with the same, you know, that you're dealing with.
mhm.
So give them some uplifting advice. After the countdown, it's on you.
Okay.
All right. Hey, if you're still watching this episode, first of all, thank you. That means something I said or my guest said is connecting with you. So while you're here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss another episode. Because there are going to be more real, honest, and healing conversations coming. And I love for you to be a part of it. So if you ever felt like you were alone and nobody gets you, trust me, you're not alone. This space is for you. All right, let's get back into it.
Hello, everyone. This is author Fairren McLemore. I hope you enjoyed this episode today. I hope it left you feeling empowered, uplifted, and inspired. I want you to know that you are not alone. Follow my journey at author Fairren McLemore. That is my Facebook page. And you can purchase my book, any of my books, at author Fairren McLemore.myshopify.com. Thank you so much for listening. God bless.
Thank you so much for coming and gracing my platform with your encouraging words today and uplifting others. And I can't wait to get that. I definitely want voice of a mother, voice of pain of a mother.
You know what? Let's connect. I'll send you a copy.
Okay. I want an autograph copy now.
Absolutely.
I always tell you, autograph my copy.
Let's connect. And just for you allowing me to be here, I'll send you a copy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's definitely stay connected. But thank you once
Absolutely.
again. And don't be a stranger. If there's anything that I can do on my end to further help your success, please let me know. And I'll share it to my audience. I'll do whatever I can on my end.
Same here. Let me know. And I got you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you to everyone else out here that's watching this amazing episode. I hope y'all heard some of those gems she dropped. She probably didn't even know she dropped them. But I hope that y'all have enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you will stay connected with not only Breaking the Silence, but everybody that comes across my platform. Make sure you follow their journey. Purchase her books. Purchase her books because, listen, it's hard to sit down and relive pain and write it. You have to dig it back open. So make sure you stay connected, stay inspired, stay strong, and remember that you got this. Later.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space that'll waste my mind, so I meditate till I levitate, I elevate, but I learn not to hesitate no more, keep moving forward, chase my goals and focus more towards it, hate the lows but I need those to flourish, place my goals in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me, breaking out of my shell, feeling yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm Nikki Nicole, let's go. Promise you gon' see better days. Gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better days. You gotta keep going till you see them.